Well, speaking of the former president, Donald Trump's influence over the Republican Party has been tested once again. However, this time, the impact of his endorsement had mixed results. A Trump-backed Republican, Alex Mooney, has won the Republican nomination for West Virginia's 2nd congressional district. But his pick for Nebraska's next governor, Charles Herbster, has lost the GOP nomination to Jim Pellin. So Adam Brewster is here, been following both of these races for us, and he's going to explain to us what it all means, what it all means for the future of the Republican Party. So let's talk about Nebraska. Tell us about Trump's influence in this early stage of the primary season. The candidate that he backed was not without problems.
Right. This was a lesson and a reminder that candidates do matter in these races, right? Charles Herbster was accused of groping by multiple women. Now he has fiercely denied those accusations and did so in the final weeks of the campaign repeatedly. That being said, Jim Pellin, who you mentioned, had the backing of current Nebraska Governor Pete Ricketts and some other influential conservatives, sort of allowing him to, portray the message, hey, if you like the way things are going in Nebraska, I'm someone who you can lean to. He's someone who campaigned on a very conservative record. So it is not as though he was offering, a clear contrast on the issues from Charles Herbster, right? Perhaps presenting a more moderate image. He's a very conservative candidate. Right. And look, there are going to be cases where the former president wins, and there are going to be cases where the former president loses. Certainly, he had mixed results last night. This was his first loss of 2022. He's endorsed roughly 175 candidates to date since leaving office. He has won most of those. This was his first loss in 2022. He lost one in a U.S. House race in Texas last year. So for the most part, his record is pretty good. Now, many of those are in non-competitive races. There will be more tests to come, but certainly a reminder last night that the candidates do play a role still in these.
Yeah, and there was a win last night for him, if you want to call it a win for him. It was a win for the candidate that he endorsed in Virginia. Yes,
Alex Mooney in West Virginia, and it was sort of, when he was giving his victory speech, almost sounded like it was a speech you might give in November. He sort of said, this is a rejection of Joe Biden's agenda. Now, you might be asking, why is that? His opponent, David McKinley, voted for the infrastructure bill. Alex Mooney did not. That became sort of an issue dividing them on the campaign trail. We saw Governor Jim Justice and Democratic Senator from West Virginia, Joe Manchin, come out and support David McKinley. And Alex Mooney, said, hey, this showed that this is not what West Virginia voters want, and kind of said, hey, I've now beaten Joe Manchin twice. He keeps coming after me. Maybe I'll go 3-0. Joe Manchin's up for re-election in 2024, perhaps looking ahead. But again, this is a state where Donald Trump is very, very, very popular, West Virginia. Certainly his backing of Alex Mooney had some influence there, along with this sort of divide over the infrastructure bill.
So moving forward, you mentioned that he's, thrown his endorsement behind over 100 candidates. What are the races that you're really going to be watching?
Right. So May is still a very critical month. Next week in Pennsylvania and North Carolina, you've got a pair of Senate races. You've got Ted Budd, who he's endorsed in North Carolina, and Dr. Mehmet Oz in Pennsylvania, who seems to be in a tight three-way race against Dave McCormick and Kathy Barnett in Pennsylvania. You've also got a couple of governor's races coming up later this month. Next week in Idaho, Trump is backing lieutenant governor against the incumbent governor there. That will be a tough race to win. And then, of course, we know later this month in Georgia, David Perdue facing incumbent Governor Brian Kemp. Brian Kemp, someone who Donald Trump has not been a fan of for a very long time. He's also hoping to take out Georgia's Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, and has backed Raffensperger's opponent, Jody Hice. In Georgia, of course, you have to clear the 50% plus one threshold in order to avoid a runoff election. It's possible those Georgia races may ultimately be decided in a few weeks after that initial May 24th primary.
Sometimes when you talk, I envision you doing like play-by-play for a wrestling match. Like it almost feels like, and coming up on the next card. Thank you so much, Adam. Nice seeing you.